Uh, Hello everyone. This video is on AP Calculus AB and BC 2024 Solutions FRQ4. So that was common in both the exams. It's based on something looks like a function in area. Let's read this out. The first part says that the graph of the differentiable function f shown over here from -6 to 7 has a horizontal tangent at -2. So -2 is somewhere over here. So there we have a horizontal tangent. And it's linear for 0 to 7. So this is 0 and this is 7. So this is 7. So that's linear or straight line. Let R be the region in the second quadrant bounded by the graph as shown over here. This is second quadrant, obviously. This is y-axis, this is x-axis. So this is the second quadrant. And this has been, shaded already for us, R. The vertical line x is equal to -6 as we can see, and the x-axis is the y-axis, so that makes sense. Okay, they have given that the area of this guy is 12. Okay, cool. Now the function is defined as this. So what are the values of this, and this? All right, so I think this is pretty much based on area under the curve. So we have to find g of -6, so as simple as replacing x with -6. So this is how it's going to look like. But this is quite this is not the custom, right? That's not how I write the integral. It's always from a lower bound to an upper bound. I mean, lower bound and upper bound, and the lower bound is a smaller value. So I'm going to switch these two. I'm going to write as -6 to 0, and I'm going to place a negative sign outside because that's what we do. That is the property. And from -6 to 0, integral of the function, isn't that just the area? And area is already given as 12. So the answer is just negative is from the formula, and this thing is just 12, which is the area. So the answer is -12. Moving ahead, the value of g of 4. Likewise, I'm going to treat this scenario in the same fashion. So g of 4 is going to be from 0 to 4 of f of t dt. So 0 to 4 is just this area, right? And they already told us that this is a straight line. So if this is a straight line, obviously this is a triangle. And the area of the triangle is given by half times base, which is obviously 4, and height, which is 2. So half times 4 times 2, which is just 4 square units. And finally, the next one talks about T6. So g of 6 is going to be the area from 0 to 6 of ft dt. 0 to 4 we just found, right? So 0 to 6 can actually be written as 0 to 4 plus 4 to 6. I mean, I can obviously, sorry, let me make some space here. Okay, so I can write 0 to 6 thing as 0 to 4 of ft dt plus 4 to 6 of ft dt. 0 to 4 we just found, right? 0 to 4 integral is 4, and 4 to 6 is once again a triangle, but keep in mind that this is below the x-axis, so this is to be considered negative. So what is the base? 4 to 6, I think the base is 2 units, and the height is 6 minus 1, so -1, right? Like I said, should be taken negative. 2 and 2 is gone, and 4 minus 1 is 3. So that is the answer for this question. Let's move ahead. This one talks about for the definition for the function g defined in part A, find all the values of x in 0 to 6 at which the function g, the graph of g has a critical point, and give a reason. So what was g, by the way? G was integral of integral from 0 to x of ft dt. I'm going to take the derivative now because they need the critical point. And guys, this is where I'm going to use FTC FTC1. Guys, this is really important. Every year AP Calc AB or BC FRQs or even MCQ, they ask questions on this. So I'm going to use FTC1, and I'm gonna find g prime x is equal to f of x. If you still do not understand, do not know FTC1, just let me know in the comment section. Okay, why am I finding derivative, by the way? Because they're asking critical point, and critical points are the points where the derivative is 0 or undefined. Okay, what is g prime x? Fx. Is fx undefined anywhere? Not really. It's always defined. So we just look for the points where g prime is 0. G prime is 0 means fx is 0. And where is fx 0? Well, I see only one point where x is equal to 4. So this is the only critical point of g between 0 to 6, which we are getting over here. I hope this makes sense. The next one talks about the function h is defined by this thing. So find the values of all this and show your work. Okay, once again, FTC1 is also going to be helpful for us. First, let's just find the value of h of 6, because h of 6 is just plugging in or replacing x with 6 and finding the antiderivative of f prime t. Don't you think that the antiderivative of f prime is just f, right? F prime is just f. So that's going to be f of t, and here I'm going to use FTC2, where I have to plug in the numbers here. So I'm going to say that this is equal to f of upper bound minus f of lower bound. So f of 6 minus f of minus 6. What is f of 6, guys? If you can, if you read the curve, that is -1. And what is f of -6, guys? That is 0.5, or just 0.5 in fact. So the answer is -1.5. That is for h of 6. Let's make some effort for h prime. And h prime, once again, like I said, we are going to use FTC1. So likewise, h prime of x is going to be f prime of x. That's interesting. So h prime of 6 is also equal to f prime of 6. And don't you think that the f prime of 6 is nothing but the slope of the function at 6? And they just told us that this is a straight line. And don't you think we can easily find the slope of a straight line by rise over run? A little bit of SAT coming in. This point we can clearly see its x coordinate is 0 and y coordinate is 2. So between these 2 points, the slope is going to be y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. So that's going to be 3 over -6, which is obviously -1/2. So that is the answer over here. It's -1/2. That's what we have. Perfect. This should be our answer for h prime. But they are not done here. They want us to find the value of h double prime 6 as well. So we already have the value of h prime x, correct? H prime x is just f prime x, I'm sorry. So h double prime x is going to be f double prime x, and h double prime 6 is going to be f double prime 6. But f double prime is like the derivative of the derivative. Basically, it defines the concavity, right? But a straight line is neither concave up nor concave down, right? There's no concavity defined for it. That's one way to understand. Another way to understand is a straight line is defined by ax plus b, y equal to ax plus b. So if you take the first derivative, that's just a, and if you take the second derivative, that's just 0, because the derivative of a constant is 0. So this should have the answer as 0. That should be our answer for this one. I hope that makes sense. Any questions, feel free to post it down in the comment section, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.